but you know, I want to discuss with you like those people, how they end up being homeless. What is the reasons?
Okay.
Like those people like ended up being homeless.
Hello.
Hello,
How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Fine, fine. Where are you calling me from today?
I call you from Iraq. I live in Baghdad.
Okay. All right. Are you Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
All right. How long have you been practicing English?
I have been practicing English since the pandemic started.
Okay. Okay.
Y- y-
Great.
Yeah, and sorry, how can I pronounce your name, Mrs. Neil?
Denise. Yes, Miss Neal, but my first name is Denise. You can call me Denise.
Denise with S. Denise.
Yes. Yes. Good job.
Yeah. So I am a good student, because I have my pen and I get my copybook.
Absolutely. I see you are ready to go.
Yeah, and I will get benefit from you as much as I can today.
I hope so. I'm so excited. All
Yeah.
right. So let me see. You look like a bodybuilder. Are you a bodybuilder?
No, actually, I'm like a normal person,
That's
but
how you
I
are.
yeah, but I follow some diet rules
Okay.
to have to keep my body healthy and
Okay.
when you are getting old, you have to keep your body health and follow
Absolutely.
these diet food.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let me see if you can. Let's talk about sports. How about that?
About sports, actually, I was thinking to discuss with you about like a topic, and that topic deals with the homeless people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a
So
topic you want to deal with homeless people.
yeah, so because I considered like this topic will be improve my English, improve my vocabulary, and it's a good way to to know those people and to resolve these problems and how they ended up being homeless.
Okay. So let's
Yeah.
deal with community service. Community service is definitely a part of dealing with homelessness.
Uh-huh. Wow. Okay.
Okay. So let's see. All right. So what are some examples of community service? You mentioned homelessness. So explain to me how would you first of all, do you know what community service is?
Community services. Yeah, those people.
Community service.
Yeah, those people like care about the people.
Yes, community service is an opportunity for
Yeah.
you to volunteer and give someone some type of service and
Okay.
not charge them or get any benefit except for it just makes you feel good. So community service is an opportunity, like I said, for you to give back to the community, for you to do acts of kindness to people like homelessness. So
Uh-huh.
you can help homeless people. Community service would be just preparing a small snack, like a sandwich, a piece of fruit, some chips, and some water, and just passing them out to people homeless on the street. That would benefit. That's benefiting them because they're receiving. That may be their only meal for not only that day but for that week.
But this is not like the solution. This is like what do you call it? Like a temporary solution.
Yeah, it's a temporary solution, absolutely. But if
Yeah,
it's done
like it's
consistently, it may catch on. You may be able to get other people to volunteer to do it on a more regular basis. And it may evolve where you can go bigger and incorporate the community as far as the community center or your local masjid or house of worship to have programs where you're feeding the homeless.
Exactly, yeah. But I want to discuss with you like those people, how they end up being homeless. What is the reasons?
Okay.
Like those people like ended up being homeless.
So I can tell you from being
Yeah,
a property manager that it
yeah.
only takes one unexpected circumstance or
Sorry,
unfortunate circumstance.
can you hide the listen to get a better view? Because I saw, yeah, now it's very good because I can see your lips movement and I can figure out what you are saying.
So it only takes one unfortunate circumstance
Yeah,
for someone to become homeless. For example, someone could be working, just like with COVID, and they're unable to go to work. So
yeah.
think about people who work in the service industry, how COVID-19 and how the pandemic affected them
Affected
because
them.
they were not able to go to work. Their
Yeah,
business shut
exactly.
down. So they had no way to go to work and make any money at all so that they can provide for their family or pay their rent.
Yeah,
So the landlord, and a lot of people like to beat up on the landlord and say, oh, they could have let them stay there. But that's very difficult because everything else was business as usual. And what I mean by that is all the bills to keep the lights on were
yeah,
steadily adding up. The water, to keep the water on, those bills were adding up. And everything else, the property mortgage to pay for the building that the apartment is in never stopped. So the landlord has to pay these bills. So that's why they rent out apartments so that they can get these bills paid. So
yeah,
it's like if it's a cause and effect. So if they don't have the money to pay, the landlord is in it for the business. He's trying to make money to either make a profit or he may have some investors that he has to pay. And he needs for everyone to pay their rent so that he can pay his obligations. If they're unable to do that, then he has to evict them. But where are these people going to go?
they will
They don't
be
have any
homeless.
money. That's how they get homeless.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And maybe another kind of homeless because I did a good research about this topic, so I figured out that there are like many kinds of homeless, you
Yes.
know like the veterans and like those people that they live in their cars,
Yes.
and they are like not literally homeless. They have their own jobs, but they can't afford stand for to pay the rent for the apartment or the house, and they have to live in their cars. So they are like a kind of homeless.
Absolutely. There's many different levels
Yeah,
to being homeless. And
yeah,
that is absolutely true because in some areas, the rent is so expensive that the average person cannot afford it. And like
yeah,
you say, they have to stay in their car. They have to still go to work. They have some income. They just don't have enough to cover the expenses of an apartment because you have to pay a deposit to get into the apartment. You have to, of course, pay the monthly rent and the monthly bills that are attached to that apartment.
yeah,
And they do not make enough money for that at all.
yeah.
And then
But
you have some people who are homeless because they don't have enough room for their children to have a place to stay because there's
yeah.
no availability in the area that they live.
So as American, uh, all this stuff. So what is like the role of the government towards those people? like maybe I'm pretty sure they are thinking to like build houses for them, or maybe shelters, because all I know like they sleep on the street, like in tents on the sidewalk. So most of them maybe they sleep under the bridges.
So in the U.S., they
Yeah,
have a lot of different programs
yeah,
for homeless people, as far as reduced rent structures where you can, the government has apartments that you can move into and pay minimum rent or no rent. But here's the thing, if you are not, say for instance, let's take a veteran, someone that has been released from the military,
yeah,
and they may have some social issues that they are not able to understand, that they have to follow certain rules in order to be eligible to move into these establishments. So they may not have anyone to interpret that information to them to help them fill out the proper paperwork. They may not be able to obtain identification. There's a lot of variables that add up to people who are living in those tents. It could be that they are not emotionally stable, and they may
yeah,
need medicine in order to be emotionally stable. So that caused some mental instabilities that they wouldn't be eligible to live in a facility around others. So they choose to, live on the street. It's unfortunate. And then some may just not understand that there are available opportunities for them because no one has discussed or explained how they can become eligible. So there's very different variables that cause them to continue to be in those situations. I will say in the U.S. that they have different programs like AmeriCorps and Salvation Army. They have different programs where people volunteer to go out and try to inform the people,
yeah,
what their rights are and their eligibility. But now keep in mind, because these are government programs, they are funded through grants and other people donating to the program. So
yeah,
it relies heavily on volunteers. It relies heavily on people donating time and money and effort in order to be a part or explain the programs, because the government can't support salary to pay people to do that, for a lot of people to do it. They pay some people, but not a lot of people. So it's different variables. It's not just one thing or two things. It's many things together that builds up and make this situation, um, very bad.
So I have like a question for you.
Sure.
Yeah, how long have you been tutoring English?
I have been tutoring Cambly for 6 months.
For 6 months. Uh-huh. So have you had the
It's been almost
opportunity?
6 months. I think it's only been like 4 months, actually.
Uh-huh.
You,
Tutoring online, just on Cambly.
yes.
Or you have had the experience with another platform?
No, this is my first time. This is my first platform that I
Uh-huh.
have been tutoring. How am I doing? Am I good tutor?
Yeah, you are really good tutor. And you know what? And as I told you when I text you, uh, I have a YouTube channel where there I am sharing my experience in English to motivate people, and because those people are struggling to speak to the native English speaker, they're afraid of
Sure.
speaking. So I post my videos just to motivate them, and as well as to motivate myself.
Right. Sure,
So
absolutely.
yeah. So speaking about, you are a good tutor. You know why? Because some student recommend your name to me.
Oh, wow. Thank
Yeah.
you. That's awesome.
That's
Yes.
why. That's how I found you.
I love doing this. I love
Yeah.
communication. I love people. And I
Yeah.
really like tutoring. I didn't realize that I had a passion for this. I like sharing ideas like we just did.
Y-
I like sharing
Yeah.
ideas and I like helping anybody. I'm a people person and I do a lot of community service where I help people. And this is one of the ways that I'm able to help. And I just enjoy it. So I really do.
So do you have like opportunity to teach in schools?
Um, I've never taught in the schools. I don't know. Teaching in the school can be a little intimidating because I'm a free thinker. So I like
Yeah.
to do my research and create my own, script and scenario and things like that.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're in a school, everything is structured and standard. You have to do it this way. So not all
I
schools,
like,
but the
yeah,
majority.
I like tutoring online, where
Yes.
we can, yeah, like you said, like sharing our thoughts, our idea. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't realize or understand that just having conversation like this helps you improve your English
Yeah.
because you're learning how to use sentence structures and what words are go with certain sentences
Yeah.
and certain topics. So it's a little bit more than just pronunciation because like I always tell my students, in English speaking countries or English language has many words that mean
Yeah.
the same thing,
The same thing.
but
Yeah.
it's how you use it in a sentence or in a subject. So
Exactly.
when you're having these type of communications, then you get more comfortable and more confident in using those terms the correct way, you know.
Exactly. I'm getting every day many questions about how did you like improve your English? How did you improve your accent? And I'm always telling them like actually I'm always calling my Cambly tutor, and
Yes.
it's just happened, you know, because
Yes.
every time I get correction from my tutors, every time sometimes I correct myself, you know, like oh I shouldn't tell this, I should tell like this, you know.
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And
And
another thing, the way to
yeah.
learn and to become confident, because that's all speaking is confidence on your subject, confidence in your words that you're choosing to use. But when you watch English speaking movies
Mm.
or programming, put the caption on so you can read and kind of see what they're saying and how they're using those words in context.
Yeah,
So,
that's my secrets.
yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tell your secret.
That's my secrets, yeah. You know,
I
because
didn't mean to tell your secret.
because when I put like captions and the subtitles, I can listen to the like the actors, as
Yes,
well as I can read the subtitles, and
yes,
I can earn like a good number of vocabulary and a good number of sentences, expression. You know,
absolutely, absolutely,
you just said
absolutely.
my secret.
We think alike. We're on the same page.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I want to
Well, we've
thank you
run
for
out
your
of
time.
time.
Yeah, thank you for your time. I
I
really
hope
appreciate your
that
hard
this
work
was
with
a
me.
good session. I hope that you benefit from our conversation today.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You
Cheers.
too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.